Back to another video. Today we are in the Open Great League, and let's see what team we're going to be trying out. We're going to be using the Ferrothorn paired with the Shadow Feraligatr and the Shadow Drapion. So super spammy Pokemon in the back. They switch out into the Mana Buzz. Don't really have a great counter to this, so we're going to stay in and throw this Thunder here versus with our Ferrothorn. It does go through, getting it into the yellow early. Dark Pulse does get used here, and we are going to have to tank this next Dark Pulse. We do survive it, but we are in the red. So this is going to get the shield, or is going to get the KO. Let's see what our opponent ends up doing. They decide to shield it up. And we're going to allow this Aero Ace to go through, and we're just going to come in with our Drapion here to spam a lot of charge moves. So Aqua Tail here goes through, doesn't quite KO. However, we are going to try to take the energy advantage into the backline. They go for the Dark Pulse. We are going to resist that. And now we have the Drapion versus this Feraligatr, which could be problematic, but we do have the energy advantage and we have the shield advantage now. You can see right here, able to get to 2 crunches, and all we have to do here is shield once or allow this to go down and farm with our Feraligatr. They decided to switch out immediately, and we are in a really good spot right now because 2 shields with the Feraligatr is going to be able to dominate this Clockstar easily. Go for the shield right here. We're looking for a farm down and unable to get to the farm down, so we're just going to take this out immediately right here. Keep the Feraligatr pretty healthy, and then you can see right there that Feraligatr has no shot against our Shadow Feraligatr with no shields, able to farm down. So well played by us. On to the next game. We got the Ferrothorn versus the Malamar. Okay, this is going to be kind of a neutral matchup here. They do have potential superpower, which is going to deal a lot of damage. However, we are going to fire off a Power Whip first. We're going to switch out into the Drapion here and see if we can catch a Foul Play. We do catch a Foul Play, which is good. But then they have the Gastrodon in the back. Gastrodon lurking in the back is going to be really bad for our Drapion. But we are able to part ways with a debuff. So this is going to give us an opportunity to farm down with the Ferrothorn. So it looks like they are going to just throw a bunch of Body Slams. We are going to be able to farm down quite nicely. So a lot of energy on the Ferrothorn. Firing off the Power Whip here once Malamar comes back in. They do finally end up shielding. We know that this is going to KO whatever move they decide, superpower especially. They switch out into the Chansey. Chansey here is a very interesting pick because it's a very, very uncommon Pokemon. Very tanky. As you can see here, these stab Power Whips only dealing about like 5% damage, honestly. So we're not going to allow them to farm us down, and we're going to switch into our Feraligatr here. We know that they only really have big charge moves, so we're just going to invest the shield right here. We do avoid the debuff. We're going to go for this Hydro Cannon right here. It is going to get the Malamar out of here, and then let's see if we can spam a ton of moves with our Feraligatr. Looking like we need at least 3 more with the shield. So this Hydro Cannon here will probably get a shield or get the KO. Oh, they decided to just let it go, and they probably just realized their fate here. That they're not going to be able to outpace this Feraligatr. Plus, they need to... Okay, looks like they are shielding, and they are going to go for the Hyper Beam. Okay, so they really wanted to go for the Hyper Beam, but you can see we still have the Ferrothorn resisting their fast moves and able to farm down. So GG's to our opponents. All right, next game, let's see what we find. We got the Ferrothorn versus the Oranguru. So here, if there's any confusion, confusion fast move, we are going to be able to resist that. We're going to go for this Power Whip here on Eco Timing. This Power Whip does get let go, and I believe we resist all the moves except for that Foul Play. So Foul Play, I believe they know Troll Blaze, Thunderbolt, stuff like that. So just like that, we do grab a shield, and we're going to have to throw up a shield here. There's the Troll Blaze, so nice play by them. We are going to throw this Power Whip here, and this is going to get the shield or get the KO. Decide to let it go, and we see the Wigglytuff in the back. So we're going to stay now because we are going to be able to reach this Power Whip. We do not get to another move, so they are going to be able to farm us down. Then they finally switch out of that situation, and it looks like they have a fast move team. Every single Pokemon they've used are relying on the fast move pressure. Looks like we are going to throw this Hydro Cannon here for the last shield. And then we're going to have to invest a shield here so that we can get off the Hydro Cannon. We need this damage so that we can get it in range of a KO. Looks like our opponent here does switch out immediately though, so we do take him out with our Aqua Tail. And regardless of the move here, okay, they are going to be able to throw a move. Ends up being the body slam, but luckily we are going to be able to survive that, and we do get the KO. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game basically with alignment and making sure our Ferrothorn got really good value. All right, Ferrothorn versus the Gastrodon here. Very good lead. Expecting them to switch out. Ooh, they're not switching out, so they're looking for a catch. So they do switch out, and we do have the alignment for them. We got this Feraligatr versus this Marowak. They are throwing the Bone Club, trying to get a shield, but we were aware of that. We go for this Hydro Cannon right here. This is going to get the shield or get the KO. They decided to let it go. They come back in here with the Wiggly. Wiggly here is going to have to tank a... Okay, they do decide to shield, but we know that the Gastrodon is still there, so we're going to have to use this Drapion for this Wiggly. We throw this Aqua Tail on good timing. They decided to let it go, and we're going to have to shield here because we want this Drapion matched up against this Wiggly. We're just going to make sure we throw in good timing here. This Aqua Tail will KO or get this last shield. They decided to let it go, and doesn't matter because we have the matchup that we wanted. Ferrothorn versus the Gastrodon. This is a winning combination. Earth Power does get used, even though it is a stab move. It's only neutral for this Ferrothorn. So we are on back-to-back Power Whips, and that is GG's. This team here is reliant on kind of a the core of Ferrothorn and the Feraligatr, and the Quack and the Drapion here is kind of just a generalist. Plus, we have been able to, for the most part, avoid the Gastrodons against our Drapion, so keep that in mind. Our opponent here is using the Quagstar. They're staying in, interesting enough, which tells us they probably don't want to see this Ferrothorn in the back. They decided to switch out, trying to catch a move, but we were aware of that. We use this Drapion here versus this Mandibuzz because we are going to be able to resist their fast moves. We're going to be able to throw these Aqua Tails here. The Aqua Tail doesn't deal that much damage, but it does chip away at the health of this Mandibuzz. 2 Aqua Tails gets it into the yellow. We're going to have to tank another move here. Arrow Ace does get used, and we're just going to keep on throwing this Aqua Tail. Now, it's not the worst case if we don't win this switch here, because potentially we can farm with something in the back. You can see right here, it is still quite healthy. So we're going to throw this. Okay, it looks like they switch out into their Carbink when we have the Ferrothorn. This is a fantastic situation for us, so we're just going to apply the pressure, throw this Power Whip here, potentially get it into farm down range. Looks like we don't get the farm down. We're going to have to let this go here. Ends up only being the Rock Slide, so we are going to be able to farm down after some fast moves, which allows us to get to a Hydro Cannon here. And it does grab that shield from that Mandibuzz, so we're in a good spot here. We allow this Arrow Ace to go through, farm it down. Let's see what they have in the back. Ends up being the Quagstar. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game. Check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.